Alright, sa video lecture na ito, pag-uusapan natin another category of our bond investment. So, mayroon tayong tatlong category or classifications of this bond investment. The first one is the financial asset, FVPL. FVPL stands for fair value through profit or loss. Another category is this financial asset, FVOCI. FVOCI stands for fair value through other comprehensive income. At saka ang third classification natin ay ang financial asset at amortized cost. On this video lecture, we are going to focus on the financial asset FVOCI. And to start this topic, mag-uumpisa tayo sa basic concept na dapat nating alamin with regards to this category. And these are on the initial recognitions. Ang initial recognition is kung magkano mo siya i-record on the transaction date. Iyan ang tinatawag na initial recognitions. At ang initial recognitions ng financial asset FVOCI is the acquisition cost. The acquisition cost on this category is composed of your purchase price of the bond, yung kung magkano niya nabili yung bonds na yon, plus the direct transaction cost. Itong direct transaction cost, ito yung mga cost na na-incur ni investor sa pag-acquire attributable to acquiring this investment or these bonds. So on the initial recognitions on this category is equal to your purchase price plus your direct transaction cost. So, yan ang magiging laman ng ating financial asset FVOCI on the transaction date. Yung indirect transaction cost, yan ay outright expense. Hindi po natin yan ina-add sa purchase price to get our acquisition cost. The subsequent measurement naman on this category is at fair value. Kaya nga siya tinawag fair value through other comprehensive income. Pag-aaralan natin yan sa ating practice questions. Subsequent measurement is kung paano mo siya imi-measure kapag nag-prepare ka na ng financial statement ng investor. Ang mini-measure natin itong bonds na ito at fair value. At ang business model ng category na ito, the business model is to collect contractual cash flows and to sell the financial asset and to hold this for a longer time. Sa FVPL, hino-hold ni investor for a shorter period of time. Pero dito sa FVOCI, hino-hold ni investor for a longer time. So, kung yan ang intention niya or business model niya, ang classification nito ay FVOCI. Unrealized gain or loss, OCI. At the end of the year, kapag nag-prepare ka na ng financial statement, on the financial statement date, we measure this at fair value. Kapag merong difference between the fair value at carrying amount ng investment na ito, nagkakaroon siya ng account na unrealized gain or loss of OCI. Itong unrealized gain or loss na account na ito ay pinipresent natin ito sa statement of other comprehensive income. So, yung account na unrealized gain or loss, OCI, which nakikreate natin ito kapag nag-measure na tayo at fair value. Kung meron siyang difference between the fair value and the carrying amount of our investment, nagkakaroon tayo ng unrealized gain or loss, OCI. At itong account na ito ay presented in the statement of other comprehensive income. Pag-uusapan natin yan in a little bit sa ating practice questions. And the interest income na na-earn ni investor dito sa investment na ito ay presented in our income statement. So, yung interest income presented in our income statement as our income. Then, the amortizations of the premium or discount. Yung premium and discount, ina-amortize natin dito sa category na financial asset FVOCI. Dito sa category na ito na financial asset, FVOCI, nag-a-amortize tayo ng premium or discount. Alright? Then, the financial statement classifications ng category na ito ay non-current asset. And the methods of amortizations ay effective interest method. So, amortizations, meron tayong tatlong klaseng methods of amortizations. We have our straight line amortizations, we have our bond outstanding method, at itong effective interest method. Dito sa financial asset FVOCI at saka financial asset at amortized cost, if the problem is silent, ang gagamitin natin ay effective interest method. Unless sinabi sa problem mo na ang ginagamit ni investor ay straight line method or bond outstanding method, then yun ang susundin natin. Kung ano yung sinabi sa problem, yun ang susundin natin. But the concept of this is the method used for amortizations of this category is effective interest method. And we have separate video lecture about effective interest method of amortizations of premium and amortizations of discount. So, ito yung mga concepts na dapat nating tatandaan when it comes to financial asset FVOCI. Initially, ang nire-record nating amount dito sa financial asset FVOCI ay yung purchase price plus the direct transaction cost. So take note, the direct transaction cost lang ang ina-add natin sa purchase price to get our acquisition cost. Ang subsequent measurement naman natin ay kapag nag-prepare na tayo ng ating financial statement or ikaw na accountant, mag-prepare ka na ng financial statement ni investor, ang subsequent measurement mo is at fair value. Titingnan mo kung magkano na ang value nung investment na ito on your financial statement date. In order for the investor to classify this as FVOCI, kailangan the business model is to collect the contractual cash flows and hold these bonds na ito for a longer period of time and to sell the financial asset. Meron siyang intention na hawakan ito for a longer period of time at meron siyang intention ibenta ang financial asset na ito. Then, the unrealized gain or loss OCI na account na nag-create kapag ito ay mineasure mo na at fair value ay pinipresent natin sa ating statement of other comprehensive income. And our interest income na nare-receive natin from the investee is presented or reported in our income statement. Kasama yan sa ating income. And the amortizations of any premium or discount, kung meron man tayong premium or discount, then ina-amortize po natin yan. Nag-a-amortize tayo dito sa category na FVOCI. Remember, sa FVPL, hindi tayo nag-a-amortize ng premium or discount dahil hindi tayo nagre-recognize ng premium or discount. Dito sa FVOCI, nag-a-amortize po tayo ng premium and discount. At pag-uusapan natin yan in a little bit on our practice questions. Then, the financial statement classification is non-current assets. Pinipresent po natin yan sa ating statement of financial positions or our balance sheet sa non-current asset. And then, the method of amortizations ng ating premium or discount is effective interest method. Meron tayong tatlong methods of amortizations. We have our straight line, bond outstanding method, at ito ngang effective interest method. Kapag ang problem mo ay silent, ang gagamitin mo ay effective interest method. Pero kapag sinabi ng problem na ang ginagamit ni investor ay straight line method, then straight line method ang gagamitin mo. Or bond outstanding method, then yun ang gagamitin mo. Ito ang mga concept na dapat nating tatandaan. Acquisition costs ay composed of the purchase price of the bonds plus the direct transaction cost. Alright, so yan ang magiging laman ng ating investment na financial asset FVOCI on the transaction date. That is our initial recognition. The entry on this financial asset on this investment is debit to financial asset FVOCI and credit to cash. Our entry is debit to financial asset, FVOCI, yan ang ating investment, and credit to cash. At yung indirect transaction cost naman ay debit to expenses and credit to cash. On the financial statement date, ikaw na accountant, kapag mag-prepare ka na ng financial statement ni investor, on the financial statements, ang ginagawa nag-a-adjust tayo. So, meron tayong mga adjustments na gagawin sa financial statement date. Alright? At ito yung mga yan. Alright, so the first adjustment na gagawin natin on the financial statement date is i-amortize muna natin kung meron man tayong premium or meron tayong discount. So yan ang una nating adjustment, the carrying amount into fair value. And the second adjustment na gagawin natin is i-adjust natin ang carrying amount to the fair value amount. So we are going to measure our investment at fair value on the financial statement date. And another adjustment is kung meron man tayong accrued interest. Kung meron tayong accrued interest na kailangan natin i-recognize ang ating interest income, i-adjust din natin yon kung meron tayong accrued interest. Ang accrued interest is lumipas na ang araw na na-earn na ni investor ang interest na yon pero hindi pa niya ito nare-receive. Yan ang accrued interest. So we are going to adjust kung meron man tayong accrued interest na dapat nating i-recognize. Alright, so ito yung mga tatlong adjustments na gagawin natin on the financial statement date sa financial statement ni investor. Specifically sa ating income statement at sa ating balance sheets or statement of financial positions. So, first thing that we are going to do is to amortize any premium or discount meron si investor sa investment na ito. Then, we are going to measure this investments at fair value on financial statement date. At kung meron man tayong accrued interest na dapat nating i-recognize, i-adjust din natin yan. Alright? On the transaction date, ang initial recognition natin, nire-record natin ito initially at acquisition cost, which is composed of our purchase price plus our direct transaction costs. Ang indirect transaction cost ay outright expense. And our entry is mag-create tayo ng account na yan, which is our investment, debit to financial asset, FVOCI, and credit to cash. So, ganito ang ginagawa natin from the transaction date up to our financial statement date. Then, magpe-present ako ng practice questions and isusolve natin yung practice questions na yan from transaction date up to the financial statement dates. At ito ang ating practice questions. On January 1st, 2022, Kiwi Company purchased 4 million of 10% bonds for 4,100,000 and paid transaction costs of 106,000. Kiwi Company business model for this investment is to collect contractual cash flows and to sell the asset in the open market. The bonds were purchased to yield 8% interest. The bonds mature on December 31st, 2024. The bonds are quoted at 95 on December 31st, 2022 and 90 on December 31st of 2023. The interest date is every December 31st. So, on these practice questions, ang transaction date natin ay January 1st of 2022. Kiwi Company is our investor. And the face amount of the bonds na binili ni Kiwi Company is 4 million. The 10% is the nominal interest rate na kung saan si investee 10% ang babayaran niya, 10% of the 4 million face amount ang babayaran niya kay investor every interest date. And the interest date is every December 31st. So the purchase price is 4,100,000. At ang direct transaction cost natin is 106,000. Hindi binanggit sa problem natin. The problem is silent whether this is a direct or indirect. We assume this is a the direct transaction cost. So we have a direct transaction cost of 106,000. I-add natin yan sa purchase price na 4,100,000. Yan ang magiging amount ng ating investment na financial asset, FVOCI. The business model is to collect contracted cash flow and to sell the asset in the open market. So that is the business model applicable to this category. The bonds were purchased to yield at 8%. Yung 8%, yan po ang ating effective interest rate. The bonds mature on December 31st, 2024. So binili niya ng 2022, magmamature ito ng 2024. The bonds are quoted at 95. That means 95% of the face amount, yan ang ating fair value on December 31st, 2022. And 90% of the face amount naman ang kanyang fair value on December 31st, 2023. And the interest date is every December 31st. So isusulat ko lahat ng mga informations na kakailanganin natin to solve this problem. I will put my timeline here from the transaction date up to December 31st of 2023. So sa practice questions na ito, we have a face amount of 4 million and our nominal interest rate is 10% and effective interest rate is 8%. Kailangan natin yan to solve for our amortizations of our premium. And our quoted price is 95%, 95 on year 2022 of December 31st, 2022, and 90 on 2023. Yan, ang quoted price, yan po ang ating fair value of our bond, right? And our interest payments will be every December 31st. So, annually, ang pagbabayad ni investee kay investor ng interest. So, mag-umpisa tayo sa transaction date on January 1st of 2022. Ang initial recognition natin sa bonds na ito na in-acquire ni investor from the investee is 4,206,000. So, our entry will be debit to financial asset, FVOCI, of 4,206,000 and credit to cash of 4,206,000. So, yan po ang magiging entry natin on the transaction date. The initial recognition is the purchase price plus the direct transaction cost. So, we have a investment account na nagkakahalaga ng 4,206,000. Yan ang halaga ng ating investment. On December 31st of 2022, kapag ikaw na accountant ni investor, mag-prepare ka na ng financial statement niya, imi-measure natin ito. We are going to measure this financial asset or investment at fair value. Kaya nga, ang tawag dito ay financial asset measured at fair value through other comprehensive income. So, on the financial statement date of December 31st, 2022, meron tayong mga adjustments na gagawin. First, i-record muna natin ang ating interest na na-receive natin from the investee. Remember, our interest payment is December 31st. So, on December 31st, si investor, tumanggap siya ng interest from the investee. And that interest is based on the face amount of the bonds multiplied by the nominal interest rate of 10% times the time. The time on this is from January 1st up to December 31st. So, 1 year tayo. So, to record the interest received from the investee, alright, so ganito ang pag-record natin ng interest received from the investee is debit to cash of 400,000 and credit to our interest income of 400,000. So, the computations of this interest income is the face amount times the nominal interest rate times the time. The time is from January 1 up to December 31st. So, 1 year tayo. So, tumanggap si investor ng interest income ng interest from the investee na 400,000. So, ang pag-record natin is debit to the cash of 400,000 and credit to the interest income of 400,000. Another thing that we have to adjust here is the amortizations of the premium. Bakit premium? Kasi ang acquisition cost natin ay mas mataas kesa sa face amount. So, that means we have a premium of 206,000 na i-amortize natin habang hawak-hawak ni investor ang bonds na ito. Dahil FVOCI tayo, hindi ito hinahawakan ni investor up to the maturity date. So, hindi tayo mag-amortize up to the maturity date. Alright? Ang ina-amortize lang natin up to the maturity date ay financial asset at amortized cost. Yung category na yan, ang ina-amortize natin up to the maturity date. Because that category, financial asset at amortized cost, ay hinuhold ni investor up to the maturity date. Dito sa practice questions, i-amortize lang natin ng 2 taon. Dahil FVOCI, hinuhold ni investor for a longer time pero mayroon siyang intention na ibenta ito anytime na gusto niyang ibenta itong bonds na ito. This practice question, meron tayong informations up to December 31st of 2023. So, i-amortize natin itong premium na ito up to December 31st of 2023. To record this amortization of this premium, adjusting journal entry natin to record our amortizations of our premium is debit to the interest income. Binabawasan natin ang ating interest income dahil ang premium na 206,000 ay lost on the part of the investor. At ang loss na ito ay hindi natin ito nire-recognize on the transaction date. Ang ginagawa natin is ina-amortize natin yan. Unti-unti po natin siyang nire-recognize as a loss as a deduction to our interest income. Paano natin ito kina-calculate ang amount? Alright, so ganito ang pag-calculate natin ng amount ng amortizations of premium natin on December 2022. Alright, so kung natatandaan mo yung ating discussions about how to calculate for the amortizations of the premium or discount, our formula is we will start with the interest income earned minus the interest income received. The difference between the two will be your amortizations of a premium or discount. So, dito sa practice questions na ito, ang ating calculations of our amortizations of our premium is we'll start with the interest income earned. Ang interest income earned na formula natin is the carrying amount times the effective interest rate times the time. Yan ang formula natin sa interest income earned. So, on this practice questions, our carrying amount or ang nakarecord na amount sa ating bonds ay 4,206,000. So, yan ang magiging basihan mo sa December 31st of 2022. So, we have 4,206,000 times the effective interest rate of 8% times 1, which is 1 year from January 1st to December 31st. So, we have an interest income earned of 336,480. Then, we will minus our interest income received na 4 million times 10% times 1. Yan po yung na-receive natin from the investee. Then, we have 400,000. The difference between these two is our amortizations of our premium. So, yan ang amount na i-debit natin sa ating interest income, ibabawas natin sa ating interest income as an amortizations of our premium. Then, yan din ang ibabawas natin sa ating investment account. So, our entry to record the amortizations of the premium is debit to interest income of 63,520. So yan po ang amount ng ating amortizations of our premium. Pwede mo siyang gawin by table, the table of amortization kung mas komportable ka sa pag-solve ng amortizations of the premium, yun ang gawin mo. Dito, or pwede mo rin siyang gawin by year. On December 31st of 2023 naman, ang amortizations of premium natin ay magbabase sa carrying amount of the investment of 4,206,000 minus yung binawas natin na 63,520. Yan ang magiging carrying amount na basihan mo ng amortizations of the premium on the next year. So, isa-solve na natin dito yung ating amortizations of our premium on December 31st, 2023. Same formula tayo. Interest income earned is computed or calculated as the carrying amount of 4,142,480. Nakuha natin yan sa 4,206,000 tapos binawasan natin ng amortizations of premium on December 31st of 2022 na 63,520. So we have a carrying amount na magiging basihan natin sa susunod na taon on December 31st, 2023. So we have 331,398 na interest income earned natin on year 2, 2023. Then we minus our interest income received of calculated as 4 million times 10% times 1, which is 400,000. So, the difference between these two is your amortizations of your premium. So, ang amortizations of premium natin ng year 2023 ay 68,602. So, ilalagay ko dito dahil I will erase this computations in a little bit. I will erase these computations para makita natin ang ating journal entries or adjusting journal entries on December 31st, 2023. So, ang ating amortizations of our premium on December 31st, 2023, ilalagay natin dito. So, yan ang amortizations natin ng December 31st of 2023. Nakakailanganin natin mamaya pag mag-a-adjust na tayo ng ating journal entries. So, another adjustment na gagawin natin dito on the financial statement date on December 31st of 2022 is mag-a-adjust tayo at fair market value to adjust these bonds at fair market value or fair value. Alright, so as an accountant, at the end of the year, kapag mag-prepare ka na ng financial statement ni investor, titignan mo kung magkano ang fair value ng bonds na ito. Sa practice questions natin, ang quoted price of 95 on year 2022, yan ang fair value ng ating bonds. Alright? Paano natin makukuha ang fair value ng bonds? Yung 95, we will multiply this with the face amount. So, 4 million times 95%, yan ang fair value ng ating bonds on December 31st of 2022. So, ang fair market value or fair value of our bonds on December 31st of 2022 is 4 million times 95%. So, the fair value is 3,800,000. Then, i-compare natin kung magkano ang carrying amount ng investment na ito at the end of the year of December 31st, 2022. Ang carrying amount ng ating investment is on the transaction date, we have 4,206,000. Tapos, nag-credit tayo dito because of the amortizations of the premium na 63,520. So, kung titingnan mo ang T account, ang carrying amount natin ay we will compare our fair value with the carrying amount of our bond. Ang fair value, gaya ng sabi ko, the quoted price is 95 on year 2022 or December 31st of 2022 is 95. So that means it's a 95% of the face amount. So 4 million times 95%, we have a fair value of 3,800,000. Iko-compare natin yan sa ating carrying amount on December 31st of 2022 na 4,206,000. Nag-credit tayo ng 63,520 of the amortizations of the premium. Ang carrying amount natin is, before the adjustment, is 4,142,480. So therefore, mas mababa ang fair value natin, bumaba ang value ng ating bonds. Kaya tayo nagkaroon ng unrealized loss. The difference will be unrealized loss na account. So, meron tayong unrealized loss of 342,480. Alright? So, ang ating adjusting journal entry to reflect the fair value of 3,800,000 is debit to Alright, so yan ang ating adjusting journal entry when we adjust the bonds at fair value. Nagkaroon tayo ng unrealized loss dahil mas mababa ang fair value ng ating bonds at the end of the year kesa sa ating carrying amount. Our adjusting journal entry will be debit to unrealized loss, OCI. Alright, kailangan naka-indicate ang OCI dahil meron tayong PL, which is profit or loss, of 342,480, and we credit, babawasan din natin ang ating investment account. Bakit? Kasi loss ito. So, we credit our financial asset, FVOCI, of 342,480. So, kung titingnan mo ang T account ng ating investment account na financial asset, FVOCI, on the financial statement date of December 31st, 2022, we debit a 4,206,000. Yan ang initial recognition natin. Then, itong interest received, wala siyang effect sa ating investment account. Our investment of 63,520 of the amortizations of the premium, binawas din natin yan. And then, nagbawas ulit tayo ng unrealized loss dahil bumaba ang value ng ating bonds. We have credited financial asset, FVOCI, of 342,480 from the acquisition costs or initial recognition minus the amortizations of premium minus the adjustment to the fair value. Ang ending carrying amount ng ating bonds will be our 3,800,000. Yan ang value at the end of the year. Kaya nga, it's measured at fair value through other comprehensive income. Itong account na unrealized loss, OCI, is presented in our statement of other comprehensive income. So the unrealized loss of OCI of 342,480 is presented or reported in our statement of other comprehensive income. Let's do the adjustment on December 31st of 2023. All right, remember, our amortizations on December 31st of 2023 is 68,602. Kung titignan mo, hindi natin ni-reflect ang changes ng fair value. Right? Kung titingnan mo dito, ang ending amount ng ating investment na financial asset, FVOCI, ay 3,800,000. Yan ang magiging carrying amount sa susunod na taon. Pero dito sa amortizations or calculations of the amortizations of the premium, walang effect ang fair value. As an accountant, i-prepare mo na ang table of amortizations of premium. Yung amortizations of premium, yung carrying amount sa interest income earned natin, hindi nagre-reflect ang fair value. Ang carrying amount sa amortizations of premium sa fair value. So sa susunod na taon, kung magkano yung fair value ng investment na ito, yan ang magiging new carrying amount of your investment. But dito sa amortizations of the premium, ay yung carrying amount na naka-reflect lang ang amortizations of the premium. Walang effect ang fair value sa carrying amount na computations natin dito sa amortizations of premium. Kasi baka malito ka doon. So, i-prepare mo na yung amortization table mo, then kukunin mo na lang yung amortizations of the premium each year na na-compute mo from that table of amortization. Then I will erase this computations and let's do our adjusting entry on December 31st of 2023. The financial statement date on December 31st of 2023, magre-record ulit tayo ng interest received from the investee. So our record is the same as the interest received. We debit our cash of 400,000 and credit to interest income of 400,000. Bakit 400,000? Ang outstanding pa rin is 4 million. To record the interest received from the investee, we debit our cash of 400,000 and we credit our interest income of 400,000. Yan ang ni-receive niya from the investee. Then, we will record the amortizations of the premium. And ang amortizations of premium natin, according to our amortization table or computation, is 68,602. Ang ating adjusting journal entry is this is the adjusting journal entry to record our amortizations of our premium. So we debit our interest income of 68,602. Yan ang computations natin on the year 2023. Then we credit our financial asset, FVOCI, or our investment of 68,602. So yan ang amortizations natin. Another thing that we have to adjust is i-adjust natin yung bonds at fair value. Ang fair value ng year 2023 ay 90. That means it's 90% of the face amount of 4 million. We will compare the fair value of the bonds to the carrying amount of the investments. So our fair value is computed as the 90% of the face amount. So the fair value of investment FVOCI on year 2023, on December 31st of 2023, is coded at 90. So that means it's a 90% of the face amount. So we have a fair value of 3,600,000. We are going to compare this with the carrying amount of the investment. Now, the carrying amount of the investment is from December 31st of 2022, meron tayong fair value na 3,800,000. From the acquisition cost minus the amortizations of the premium minus the adjustment at fair value na 342,000, meron tayong fair value or the same as the fair value of 3,800,000 on January 1st of year 2023. Yan ang carrying amount of our investment. Alright? The 3,800,000 na fair value noong December 31st, 2022. From that beginning carrying amount, minus na natin ang amortizations of the premium. So, take note, ina-amortize muna natin, nire-reflect muna natin ang amortizations of the premium investment account para makita natin kung magkano ang carrying amount ng investment natin. So, from January 1st of 2023, ang carrying amount or beginning carrying amount of our investment FVOCI ay 3,800,000. Dahil yan ang in-adjust natin na fair value ng investment na yan on December 31st, 2022. So, the following day of January 1st of 2023, the beginning balance or the carrying amount of our investment, FVOCI, ay 3,800,000. Then, i-reflect natin ang amortizations of our premium bago tayo mag-adjust at fair value. Take note, i-record muna natin ang amortizations of premium bago natin i-adjust at fair value. So, kung ang beginning balance natin is, beginning carrying amount is 3,800,000 minus our amortizations of premium of 68,602, yan ang ating carrying amount. So we have, at the end of December 31st, 2023, mag-a-adjust tayo ng ating bonds at fair value. Yan ang dapat na magiging measurement ng ating bonds at the end of the year. Kaya nga, this is measured at fair value through other comprehensive income. Then, on December 31st, 2023, ang ating fair value, which is quoted at 90%, that is 90% of the face amount, ang ating fair value ng bonds na ito is 3,600,000. And we will compare this fair value with the carrying amount of the investment or the financial asset. Our carrying value or carrying amount of our investment or our financial asset is 3,800,000. That's from the last year. Yan ang magiging beginning carrying amount natin. Yan ang magiging carrying amount niya on the following year. So we have 3,800,000 na beginning. Then we will reflect the amortizations of the premium na 68,602. So ima-minus po natin yung 68,602. Bakit minus? Kasi premium ito. So we have a carrying amount of 3,731,398. Mas mababa ang fair value. Nagkaroon tayo ng unrealized loss, OCI, na 131,398. Yan ang computations natin ng ating unrealized loss, OCI, na i-adjust natin at the end of the year. So our adjusting journal entry will be debit to the unrealized loss, OCI, of 131,398 and credit to the financial asset, FVOCI. I-credit natin yung investment, babawasan natin para mag-reflect ito at fair value. So yan ang adjusting journal entry natin para ma-reflect natin na ang bonds na ito at fair value of 3,600,000. Then adjusting journal entry natin is debit to unrealized loss, OCI, of 131,398 and credit to the investment of financial asset, FVOCI, of 131,398. So kung titignan mo ang T-account mo dito sa December 31st of 2023, we have a beginning balance of 3 million FVOCI na 3,800,000. 3,800,000 minus our amortizations of our premium na 68,602 minus our adjustment at fair value na unrealized loss, which is 131,398. Ang ating ending balance ng ating account na FVOCI ng investment ay 3,600,000. Yan ang magiging value ng iyong investment na financial asset, FVOCI, at fair value on December 31st, 2023. Yan ang concept natin. The subsequent measurement, kapag mag-prepare ka na ng financial statement ni investor, ang measurement ng iyong investment ay at fair value. So, magre-reflect dito sa iyong T-account, ang iyong account na financial asset, FVOCI, ay magiging 3,600,000. Yan ang fair value ng investment natin on December 31st, 2023. Maraming pwedeng maging questions sa'yo o requirements sa'yo sa problem na ito. Pwedeng itanong sa'yo kung magkano ang interest income received, kung magkano ang interest income earned, or kung magkano ang carrying amount ng iyong investment, ng iyong account na financial asset, FVOCI. Ang carrying amount at the end of the year is the fair value ng investment na ito at the end of the year. Ang effect naman ng ating amortizations of premium sa ating interest income received ay minus. Naka-receive nga siya ng 400,000 pero hindi lahat yan ay kinita niya dahil nag-a-amortize siya ng premium. Bakit siya nag-a-amortize ng premium? Yung premium na yan ay loss on the part of the investor. Hindi nga lang niya nire-recognize yan as a loss on the transaction date. Ang ginagawa natin is ina-amortize natin over the years habang hawak-hawak ni investor ang bonds na ito. Ina-amortize niya in a sense na binabawasan niya yung interest income na yan. Tumanggap siya ng 400,000, nag-recognize siya ng kanyang premium or loss na 63,520. Yan ang kanyang talagang kinita sa year 2022. Ganun din sa 2023. Yung tinanggap niya minus yung amortizations ng kanyang premium, yan talaga ang kanyang kinita dito sa year 2023. Yung account na unrealized loss OCI, nire-reflect yan or pre-present yan sa ating statement of other comprehensive income. Diyan natin ipinapakita kung magkano ang unrealized gain or loss OCI natin of the year. But the cumulated amount ng unrealized loss natin, yung cumulated amount of your account unrealized gain or loss OCI, pinapakita yan as a component of our balance sheet. On year December 31st, 2023, accumulated amount of the unrealized loss is 342,480 plus 131,398. We have accumulated unrealized gain or loss of 473,878. So ganito po ang ating solutions sa ating practice questions on the topic financial asset FVOCI. Then I'll see you on my next video, financial asset at amortized cost.